The Volkswagen Passat has been around for a very long time, and in fact with over 30 million units sold worldwide, it is the second best-selling model in Volkswagen's range, just behind the iconic Golf, obviously. So for 2020, the latest model has just been launched for the Malaysian market. So let's see what the latest version has, what's new, what's not, and whether you should buy it or not. For 2020, the Passat has been given a thorough facelift, but now there's only a single variant on sale in Malaysia, a 2.0 TSI Elegance. So yes, the 1.8 litre models have all been dropped. What you're left with is a single 2 litre variant. But in terms of equipment and pricing, it falls somewhat in between the old 1.8 and the 2 litre at 189,000 ringgit. That also makes it a few thousand ringgit cheaper than its closest rival, the Toyota Camry, but then again, a couple of thousand ringgit will not make or break a car at this price range. But then again, cheaper is cheaper, right? This being a facelift, let's start with the looks first. At the front, it gets a more organic front face with more curves down there and even bigger grille with more chrome bits. What's even more prominent is this slimmer, sharper, full LED headlamps branded IQ Light. It even has a very good looking startup sequence complete with sequential turn signals. Around the side, you get these new 18-inch wheels which do look good on its own, but unfortunately they've been given this rather dark silver greyish finish which tends to blend in with darker coloured cars. On the white car though, they look absolutely gorgeous. The back end has been given a rather simple refresh with this new prominent Passat script to make it more in line with the new Arteon and of course the Mark 8 Golf. But what you're more likely to notice first is of course the new fully LED tail lamps with this rather very distinctive LED signature with a startup sequence that looks like it came directly from Tron. These small little visual changes is not going to completely transform the Passat into something that's thoroughly modern, but I still think it does look good, very handsome, classy, and somewhat premium for the class. It's much the same inside with a very simple yet classy design, but in terms of layout, ergonomics, and build quality, this car is absolutely faultless, on par with true blue premium car makers. For the facelift, of course, there's quite a few new updates, including this new design steering wheel and a fully digital instrument cluster that is both clearer and much more customizable compared to before. Down here is an updated head unit, bigger 9.2 instead of 8-inch from before, and now very crucially it also supports wireless CarPlay for the first time in the class. In fact, aside from other BMW models, this is the very first car to offer this in Malaysia. Other new features include this new 30 color ambient lighting feature that stretches across the dashboard into the new door cards. What's not so good is this deletion of the center clock in the middle here. It's just replaced by this Passat script which looks a little bit cheap if you ask me. Down here you get these new USB-C sockets, so make sure you got the right cable to charge your phones because yeah, even though this car has Apple CarPlay, there's still no wireless charger, so you can't really avoid the cables altogether. At the back here, there's no two ways around it. It's absolutely humongous. You get a lot more legroom and headroom here compared to more expensive but ultimately smaller cars such as the BMW 3 Series and Mercedes-Benz C-Class. In terms of equipment, you get this nice rear blower where you can adjust the temperature but not the fan speed. And on the side, you get this nice manual sun blinds and a powered one for the rear window. The boot is equally humongous at just under 600 litres of space. It is one of the biggest boots available in sedan cars in Malaysia. And now let's get to the all-important engine. While this car does have the same 2-litre engine as before, it has been downgraded slightly in terms of power outputs. You now get 190 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of torque, and that is a drop of 30 horsepower and Newton meters compared to before. But the good news is you now get a brand new 7-speed wet dual clutch transmission, which is the first time that this transmission is fitted to a front-wheel drive car in Malaysia. Another thing that's been dropped is the adjustable suspension system from the old 2-litre car. You now get a passive system here. But then again, from its past track records, Volkswagens are usually nailing its standard suspension system, which I do think sometimes are even better than their dynamic system. We'll see in this car whether it hits the right spot or not. And then we get to safety, where this car ends with a slight disappointment, where you get the same systems as before, 6 airbags, electronic stability control, and this car even adds on a new blind spot monitoring system. The more advanced active safety systems such as AEB or even adaptive cruise control are all missing on this car, even though they are now fitted to most of its rivals, including the Accord and the Toyota Camry. So even though Volkswagen is sort of known to be a technologically advanced model, this one is, it's not quite up there yet. Other notable features for the locally summoned Passat include the newly fitted tyre pressure monitoring system, as well as a 5-year unlimited mileage warranty, 3-year free service package, as well as an extended 15,000 kilometer service interval. So there you go, the 2020 Volkswagen Passat facelift here in Malaysia. It brings out updated styling both outside and inside, more equipment, and slightly cheaper prices compared to before. Is that enough for you to buy this car instead of its more traditional Japanese rivals or even SUVs? Let us know in the comment section below, and thank you for watching.